Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and I'm taking a closer look here today at the Renegade Series sequential taillights available for your 2015 and newer Mustang at home. Now, you guys should be checking out these taillights if you really dig that factory Ford Euro style light with the clear lenses, but you don't want to deal with importing those lights from overseas or paying the massive premium price tag that oftentimes comes along with grabbing an OE product. So as far as your features are concerned, these will really be for those owners, again, looking for that Euro style while still offering full OE functionality. Now, if you're not familiar with that Euro look or what that is, well, it's basically the tri-bars, as you can see here, done in white as opposed to red like they're done here in the States. Now, this is what a majority of the overseas factory Mustangs come with, and it is a very desirable look in the eyes of some Mustang owners. Now, outside of the white lenses, there really isn't a huge departure when we're talking functionality, as these will still illuminate with a diffused red light for things like your running lights and your brake lights, and they will still offer and deliver that sequential functionality for your turn signals, just like the factory taillights. Now, as far as your construction is concerned, well, right off the bat, guys, I can tell you that these lights have been built using optic LEDs loaded into your gloss black housings here, which is given a little bit of detail next to or between each of the tri-bars, which I do think adds just a little bit of the character. Now, the lights do feature the more angular look of the 18 and newer design, but just a quick heads up, there are also identical options to the clear or Euro look that deliver the straight 15 through 17 design if that's a look you prefer instead. But both the 18 and newer angular style and the 15 through 17 straight design that I just talked about, both of those options, again, available on the site, and both will work for the 15 and newer S550s. I do also want to mention the fact, guys, that these lights have been given both the DOT and the SAE stamp of approval, and they do also get backed by a 1-year limited warranty just in case you run into any issues. Price point for the Renegades will live right around $500, which compared to some of your other aftermarket taillights in the category for the S550, I would say that's pretty reasonable. Now, you can easily spend a bit more dough on options from maybe Raxium or Morimoto that will deliver, I would say, similar features, but maybe a completely different look. So as always, guys, feel free to check out the entire selection of taillights for your S550 back on the site if you haven't done so already. And still, here's another plus as you are looking at a 100% plug and play job, guys. So because of this, the site's gonna correctly call things a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and about an hour to complete at most from start to finish. But now what do you say we grab our toolbox? Let's head out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
The tools you'll need for this project are a ratchet, a 10mm socket, and a trim removal tool. Hi everyone. Today we're installing a set of taillights in our Mustang, so let's get started with the uninstall part first. Our first step of the uninstall process is to remove this trim panel from the back of the trunk, removing the 4 hold-down knobs that are currently in place. Now we can just pull this trim panel away and lift it up and out of the way. Now we'll use our trim removal tool to remove this push pin right here so that we can pull this out of the way. Now there are 3 10mm nuts here, here, and 1 deep inside that need to be removed, and then we can pull the light out. Now once you've got those 3 nuts removed, you can disconnect the connector right here simply by pushing in on the retaining lock and pulling it out. Now we can just pull the light out and remove the grommet. And now repeat that process for the other side. To install our lights, it's basically a reversal of the uninstall process. First thing we're going to do is feed the connection into the body and then insert the plug as well. Now we can go ahead and reconnect our harness to the new light. And then we can go ahead and reattach our 3 nuts from earlier. And we'll tighten them down with our 10mm socket. Now we can reinsert our push pin and repeat that whole process for the other side. Now that we've got our lights installed, we can go ahead and reinstall our trim panel. And we'll secure it with our 4 hold-down knobs. And that wraps up our review and install of the Renegade Series sequential LED taillights with the gloss black housing and the clear lens for 15 to current Mustang. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.